Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here with a wig review for you. I'm here to show you BelleTress Arista in the color Nutella Buttercream or Nutella Buttercream, however you prefer to say it. I am excited to finally be sharing this review with you guys. I received this wig from a wig sister who was starting a business, and she was going to be selling some wigs, and she loved my reviews and asked if I'd be willing to do a review of this one and share a little bit about her business. And I'm always wanting to help out small businesses, especially my wig sisters. And so I said yes, and she sent this one to me. I've had this one now, I want to say 10 months, and it was right after I think these were being released, this style. And for whatever reason, I wasn't ever able to reconnect with her after I received it to get any details about her business, because I don't want to just share the name of the business. I wanted to tell a little bit of the backstory around why she started the business, because she was suffering from hair loss, and I think that's important. But also because she was a new business just starting out, I don't have experience with her as a seller, so I wanted to talk about her being a wig sister, and then you could choose to buy from her at your own risk because she is a new business. But I was never able to get those details, and I waited and I messaged her and I never heard back, and now I see the website is down, so I pray that she's okay. I have not heard from her. If you are watching this, I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry if things didn't work out. Gosh, last year was so tough on all of us, and if there's anything I can do for you, or if there's something else that you're getting involved in, I'd love to talk with you. I am always willing to help out my wig sisters. So I just wanted to give full disclosure that this wig was sent to me for a review, but I can't really share who sent it because I can't seem to get a hold of that person again. But nevertheless, we will talk about Arista. So let's look at her from all sides, and we'll talk about the color, the style. I will compare this color to another color that I think is a real similar color in the BelleTress line that is rooted, and this one is not. And we will look at this color outside. This is a really fun, bouncy style. It looks like you put rollers in, maybe hot rollers or something, and then when you took them out, you just sort of finger combed through the big barrel curls that were on the bottom. So very sort of old movie star feel, fancy hair, kind of wedding hair, date night hair, all of those things seem to apply. Very bouncy. I will tell you guys, when I got her out of the box, I wasn't sure I was thrilled. I didn't know. The curls are just a little bit too perky and bouncy for me. I'm not usually a real like done up hair kind of person, but it's really growing on me. I am not sure if I have, oh, my battery's about to die. Hold on. Oh, I can't find my button. I gotta stop the video. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Something that you should know about me before we go any further is I do not really edit my videos a whole lot. This is me chatting with my wig sisters. That's how I prefer to roll. I am not professional. I just kind of go with it. So if that was weird to you, that's just how it goes with my videos. I try not to do too much editing because I just think it loses the flow, and that just doesn't work for me. I do not mind edited videos. I don't mind wig reviewers who do. They edit, they do transitions, they put music in. That is fantastic. I don't know how to do those things, and quite frankly, I'm not sure. I want to learn. If the feedback I get from you guys is I need to be more polished, then I'll consider it. But for now, I think this works. Back to the review. All right. So I was thinking, I think this is where I left off. I was thinking that, you know, the kind of the bouncy, perky, formed curl look just really wasn't my thing, but it's really, really growing on me. I'll tell you what I did to her, and I don't know if I have an out of the box. Like I said, I've had it for 9 months. I usually try to film the out of the box almost right away. Like one night as I'm getting ready for bed, I'll just do the out of the box. You guys have probably seen that where I have no makeup on, I look exhausted, because I just know if I don't get that out of the box done, then when I'm ready to film the video, it's like, oh darn, I don't have the out of the box. And I usually have to do a few things to the wig for the review. Never modification. The only things I do when I review a wig is I usually, and the reason why I do the out of the box, I want you to see what it looked like out of the box. Then I want you to see what the potential is with just a little shaking, with a little combing, possibly with a little water. That is all I ever do to them. And that allows me to talk with you guys about dealing with box hair. I think it's super important that you guys are realistic and you say, okay, wigs don't often look good out of the box, but it doesn't take much usually to make them look good. You can go as far as you want with that, but usually just a little shaking, finger combing, or wide tooth combing and spritzing some water is pretty much all that's needed. For this one, I did a lot of shaking out. I actually did comb her with a wide tooth comb. I often try to avoid combing curly wigs because I don't want to mess with the curl pattern or relax the curl. But some wigs do need to be combed, and in my opinion, the way this one looked, it needed to be combed. These curls were just too well formed. I mean, they really did look like you took the hot rollers out and then just left it. And so I combed through, then I did a lot of this, and I just kind of scrunched and played around, kind of reposition the curls, and that's all I did. I have no product in her, and I really didn't even spritz this one with water, and that helped a ton. But if you don't like the perfectly curled look, you know, you can take a wide tooth comb and you can tame them down a little bit and make it so it's not so perky and poofy. I'm sure that these are going to relax over time, so wearing her will help. All right, that said, let's look at this color because this color is amazing. It's so beautiful. Now I'm going to compare this to the color Mocha with Cream. I believe, and I've heard this from other reviewers, that this is the unrooted version of Mocha with Cream. I happen to have Caliente in Mocha with Cream, which is another sort of curly wig. I'm super excited that they're both curly, so I can show you that one. I have not reviewed Caliente yet, but it's going to be interesting to see if they really are the same. One thing I did notice is they have, so there are these light streaks, and you can see some right here, some here. When you look at them up close, they look almost gray. It gives it the appearance of sort of an ashy highlight. And my take on that is if you are graying, if your hair is starting to gray a little bit, if you're getting gray streaks, get gray sideburns, this could actually be a really good color for you, especially if you're thinking you want to try to incorporate your gray somehow. Like you're going gray, you don't want to completely go back to, you know, fully colored hair. I think this could work for you. It's really interesting. Very interesting blending of colors. All right, so we'll get some more of the color out of the way in just a few minutes. I want to talk about the wig. I do put timestamps in the bottom, so if you want only to see color, any section where I focus on color, I'll timestamp it for you so you can go straight to that section. Something I really like about this style is how it stays off of your face. So I did not do anything to get it to lift like this. It is just that way. That's how it came out of the box. I don't know if that's just my particular piece. I should have gone and looked and see who else reviewed this one and if they had something similar. So I recommend you do that. Go look and see if other reviewers have this big swoop in the front, because that is something a lot of people have to steam a wig to get it to do that. This one I did not. It's just that way. It also allows you to see this beautiful lace front. There's the lace. It just melts. It looks so good. And it's really undetectable. They have all those light colors up here, But what I like is that it doesn't suddenly have a line behind it of darker color, which you can sometimes get. It's so good. There is a monofilament too. There's a mono part. You really can't see it very well. It's pretty densely knotted. That is very common with BelleTress wigs. If you'd like to see more of that part, you will have to pluck the part. I have a Tip Tuesday where I show how to do that. I would pluck this. If this is a wig I decide I'm going to keep for myself, I will pluck it because I like to have a little bit of that line there if possible. I think it's more realistic. You don't have to pluck it. It doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look wiggy. But since it's there, you might want to call out. And that's what I would do. The wig actually fits me a little generous. I would say BelleTress runs a little bit on the larger side. I always find them to be a little bit generously sized. I usually need to cinch them in a little bit. They have really good stretch. So if you look at my description in the box below, you will see my measurements. And I would say somebody who's even a ½ inch more than me anywhere is probably going to fit this just fine. I often say BelleTress is big head friendly. Other people say that too. I definitely think this one would be comfortable quite a bit bigger than my my measurements. The coverage is great. I get really excellent coverage on BelleTress wigs. You cannot see my bio hair. The ear tabs come to the front of my ear and below. That is where I love them. It's my sweet spot. The top of my ear is here. The tab is there. That's like the perfect place for me to get really, really good coverage, yet still be able to do some tucking. So you can tuck, and part of that is the ear tabs are in just the right place for that. Part of that is the density. So this is not a heavy density piece. It's a moderate density. It's not low, but it's not heavy. It's just kind of the perfect amount of hair, and it really doesn't have any permatease. I don't feel any permatease whatsoever, and that's very, very common in BelleTress wigs. Occasionally you'll get one with permatease, not very often. They're very low permatease, no permatease style. So here is your cap. You've got the lace front, you've got that a good mono part too, so you've got a little bit of room to go a little deeper or a little more shallow. You've got your bendable soft ear tabs so that they can be pressed in and give you a good fit, your extended nape, your Velcro, or actually your pull adjusters. So if BelleTress were to be a little tight on you, let's say you're larger than a 23-inch circumference and you find it a little snug, you can snip those and release just a little bit of that tension, and that can sometimes be enough to make a wig comfortable. So we're going to get back to the color a little bit because I think this color is super interesting. Again, I'll get outside for you, but there is just this fun blending of color. You can see that there. It is not stripy. I would not call this color a stripy color. It is definitely a salon color. It's not a natural color. It's got some really fun, it's like a caramel, and with those light, I don't know what those light streaks are, but they're very ashy looking. They're definitely a blonde. You've got some, it's not really red. It's, I would say, if you're asking, I get asked a lot, does a color pull red? It doesn't pull red. It pulls caramel, if that makes any sense. Light brown, caramel brown. It's definitely got warmth, neutral tones and warm tones in it. So pretty. Now I have, like I said, Mocha with cream. That's essentially the rooted version of this, and I have held them up side by side to each other, and I've really looked close, and I believe they are essentially the same color, rooted, unrooted. The rooted version is going to look darker overall because first of all, the rooting is really dark on this. I actually do believe I have the color code for this on my color index, which is on my website, which is heywigsister.com. I have a color index document. I also have a brand color list document. In the brand color list, I think I've got the codes for this one. I want to say that root is a 4, but you can hunt that down, and if I remember, I can put that in the description as well. So let me just put it on. Like I said, I've not reviewed this one. I have not even taken this one out of the box. This is Caliente. Do not judge this wig. This would be the out of the box. It looks terrible. I'll be doing the out of the box on this one. But more so, I want you to get the sense. I really don't know that this is fair to Caliente because you guys are going to think, oh, that's terrible. It's really probably not. It's just box hair. But I think the point here is that that dark root just gives this such a different appearance. I prefer it, to be honest with you. I just really prefer rooting. I am naturally a dark brown. That's my natural hair color. And when I am not freshly buzzed, which I am now, and I really take this down to almost fully shaved on the sides, because I don't always get great coverage in wigs, and when you buzz your hair, you can't blend it. So try to just eliminate it at that point, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. But when I have some bio hair there, if I don't get good coverage, having a root really makes all the difference. And honestly, to my own eye, I'm more used to myself as a dark brown, and so having that root makes a huge difference. So I'm going to do a quick change for you guys so you can kind of see how it changes. But I guess the point of all of that is this is the same color with the root. If you don't want the root, stay tuned for that review to come sometime in the future. Then you get Nutella Buttercream. I think it looks super different. Just not having all the darkness, it's very, very different. And so it's personal preference and what you're comfortable with. I think this one is a cute wig. I still am not sure how I feel about the super formed perky curls. But if I needed to go to a wedding or an event, this could actually be a perfect wig for that, because you would do your hair something extra special for that anyway. I think that the styling potential is there, but I think you'd have to work at it a little bit. Now, you could put a lot of little clips in and get it into some sort of an updo with curls spilling down if you're talented at that sort of thing. I mean, you could put a headband in, you could just take claw clips and do a few little twists here and there and put hair up. It's just with these super formed curls, it's just going to take a little bit of work how you're going to get it to all come together and how you'll get it to lay. But with low poof, no permatease, comfortable cap, I really like these fibers. I think there's a lot to like about this. Keep in mind, this is heat friendly, and if you're not familiar with heat friendly wigs, then you're going to want to educate yourself, because they do take special care. I have a new wig wearer series, and I'm not sure if I'll have a heat-friendly wig specific video in that yet. I'm 3 videos in only, but I will at some point do a video where I talk only about how to care for heat-friendly wigs. My preference is to have them be straight wigs, because if you take heat to this one, you're going to take the curl out of it. I know a lot of wig sisters who love heat-friendly, and they swear by them, and they don't mind the extra maintenance. But if you're a new wig wearer, it might be just a bit much for you in the beginning. And so, you know, just keep that in mind. This is heat friendly. BelleTress heat friendly fibers are the best fibers I've ever felt, though. Like, overall, with all wigs, just the feel of them is fantastic. It's just that those heat friendly fibers don't quite last as long. All right, guys, I've rambled, so I'm stopping. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. And if I have an out of the box, I will tack it on the end. But like I said, all I really did was comb through it, shake it out. I think I did hang it upside down in the beginning, but then she went back in her box for like the last 7 months. And then I just kind of fluffed her after combing her out, and this is what I got. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment so that you can help my channel, which in turn will help your wig sisters. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody, here we are outside with Nutella Buttercream, or Nutella Buttercream, however you prefer. So I studied this color a little bit, and what I think is super interesting is, and I don't know if you can see this out here, but there are these light streaks that almost look gray. Sorry, had a bug on me. It gives it a little bit of an ashy tone, even though there's warmth to it. I think it's kind of neutral. to ashy, and it gives it this neutral or this ashy look. So if you are going gray and you're thinking about what color do I choose, because I've got some gray, maybe you have some gray at the side temples, and maybe some of your bio hair will show on this one. I really think that this could be a good transition color for somebody who is going gray because of these lighter highlights that really give sort of an ashy appearance. It's a very pretty color, very kind of light, it's not bold, it's not super highlighted. It's just a really pretty light sort of it's got warmth, neutral tones, and some slight ashy tones. I wouldn't consider it an ashy color, but I really think this is a color that a lot of different people can wear with a lot of different skin tone. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, okay, so I'm here to do the out of the box for Arista. Let's get her on my head. I have not shaken her out yet. I just took the tag off and have put her on. Grab a mirror here. Oh, okay, so she has some bad box hair. I tried her on a few days ago and I kind of forgot how bad this box hair was. So she's got a lot of box hair. So I get asked a lot, what is box hair? And it's really when the wig seems a little misshapen. Maybe it's flat in some areas and poofy in some areas. A lot of the time it'll be flat on top or maybe here. And you can see, I mean, this is just kind of a misshapen mess. And that's because she's been living in a box. And, you know, with these heat-friendly fibers, you can sometimes get that a little more pronounced, and you know, you don't know what conditions the wig was in prior to coming to you. You know, how long has this wig been sitting in a box, and you know, how many temperature extremes has it been subject to, you know, in shipping or storage. So you really don't know any of those things, and so that can contribute to box hair. So let's just take a look. Yeah, so this one is going to require definitely a lot of water. So let me shake her out. So, excuse me, one of the things you want to do when you get a new wig is you want to shake the wig out, kind of loosen up those fibers, you know, make sure that it's not, you know, retaining that pressed down look. Hanging upside down by the tag with a laundry hook can be really useful, just to let gravity work on that a little bit and help these fibers to, you know, kind of go in the opposite direction they've been laying. That can be really helpful. And then, you know, obviously, in most of my videos, I've talked about how I spray my wigs down with water oftentimes. Just water, plain water. That won't hurt them, and it will really kind of also help contribute to reshaping those fibers. And it really depends on how bad the box hair is, whether the wig is a curly wig or a straight wig. Okay, so we're getting better. You know, it's not quite as flat on top. This one has a zigzag part, so I'm going to need to get that out of there. But I just really think in order for me to get a good view of these curls and how these fibers want to lay, I am going to need to put water on this top here. The other thing I'm noticing is that there's not a lot of permatease, and so that can also, permatease can contribute to box hair, but it can also help with box hair, so it kind of depends. But I think water is going to really do wonders and scrunching. So I plan, gosh, it's really kind of cute though. I plan to spray and then scrunch up the curls some, and then I'm going to hang it upside down to dry. So that's my plan. If I've had to do something different than that with her, you'll know that in this first part of the video. But I wanted you to see how it looked when I got her and what my initial thoughts were to remedying it. So hopefully this was helpful for you, because I know how disconcerting it is to get a wig and then out of the box it looks terrible. That's really common, and it's really, really easy to fix most of the time. Thanks for watching.